Hey, Doug here with Hope 360. So I want to share with you in this video 3 points about anger. You know, once you're divorced, when you go through a divorce, you're going to be angry. Whether you were the one that instigated the divorce or you were the reason for the divorce, probably doesn't really matter, because once people go through a divorce, they are fighting. It's very uncommon for people to go through it happens for people to go through a divorce, and it's very peaceful. So there's usually a lot of fighting, and then it turns into anger. So I'm going to give you 3 points on how to deal with anger and just 3 points about anger. So the first one is how to control your anger. You know, when you get into a heated conversation, and some of this is very just practical advice, but when you're in it, you're not really thinking clearly because you're angry. So one is how to control your anger is when you're in a heated conversation and you're mad, is to walk away peacefully, or hang the phone up. Just say, you know what, I'm gonna have to get back to you. Right now is not a good time. You don't even need to tell the person you're angry. Just take a deep breath, walk away, go on a walk, give it some time, and then maybe go back and engage into the conversation. In James 1:19, it says, everyone should be quick to listen and slow to speak and slow to become angry. So I dealt with this when I was going through my divorce, because anger is an emotion that God gave us. He gave us that emotion. And so it's what you do with it that matters. So I think I was trying to channel my anger into good. So I went running, I was exercising, and I was able to take that anger and put it into, exercising, clearing my mind. The other thing I did too was I started a nonprofit. It was about, I let it sit. It was on my mind to start this nonprofit, Hope 360, for 20 some years. And I was getting ready to start it, and then the divorce happened. So I kind of let it sit. I wasn't in the right mind space to do it right away, but about 2 or 3 years after the divorce, I started it. And I still had some anger about what happened and what was going on. So I channeled it into good. I was like, I feel like this anger sort of motivated me a little bit to help others and to get other stories out there of hope and how people can navigate through just tough times. Hey, I'm going to give you the second point here in a second, but if this is giving you any value, will you like and subscribe and even comment here? It helps to get the algorithm out there, and it helps to get the video out there and get the algorithm going so other people can see this and hopefully benefit from this content as well. Okay, so second point on how to deal with anger is how do you get rid of your anger is my second point. Well, I touched on it a little bit during the first point here, but there's many ways you can channel it. You can exercise. Like I said, I ran, and it cleared my mind. It was so, the endorphins and the blood flow just through your brain, it helps you to just clear your thoughts. And I got such clarity. When I ran, I used to take my phone with me, and I would record so many voice notes on my phone as I'm running, because I would get such, and I would pray. I would get these downloads from God, and I would just record so many voice notes. So that was freeing for me. The other way to get rid of anger, especially if you're channeling, if you're mad at some person, is in the Bible it calls for us to pray for that person. That might sound weird, and it can be hard to do, but if you just act on obedience on that point and you pray for that person that you're mad at, God will do a work in you to where it starts to subside your anger. It's really hard to talk to God and say, Lord, I'm going to lift this person up. I pray blessings on them. And that might sound weird as well, but blessings might not come in the form of, they're gonna have like a financial windfall or whatever. But a blessing for that person could be that something happens in their life where it draws them closer to God, or it draws them to God and they become a Christian. So to pray for them is the second point. In Proverbs 21:23, it says, watch your tongue and keep your mouth shut, and you will stay out of trouble. So the other thing, a way to get rid of anger, is to journal. Write it down. I said this before in this video series. I was not a journaler. I didn't write things down, but when I went through this divorce, I started writing things down. I would write down my thoughts, my feelings, and it was just a great way to get it out, to channel it out. Okay, the third reason, the third way point I want to share with you is dealing with anger is, what if you screw up? I had a lot of guilt. I was raising 4 kids, and the anger kind of came out sometimes, and it might have come out towards them, and I just felt guilty and I felt awful. So if you screw up, well, a couple things. Apologize. I got good. I feel like I got good at apologizing. So I apologized. I said, guys, I'm sorry. I'm mad. I'm angry, and I shouldn't have said that, or I should have done this. Will you accept my apology? And then also ask for God's help. If you're a Christian, you should have a regular prayer time and a dialogue with God. And there would be many times where I'd have to go into a room in my house and get away from people or get away from the kids. And I would just quickly say, God, can you help me through this time right now? Because I'm just really upset. And then another point is to have an outlet. So whether it's, like I said, journaling or exercising or go to counseling, all three of those, figure out a way to channel your anger for good. A lot of times it's getting your focus off yourself and going to helping people. So I know a lot of the times the people that volunteer the most in organizations are the people that are hurting, because they're trying to channel their hurts, their anger, their pain for good, and they're going to volunteer. So hey, thanks for watching. Watch this next video right here on how to move on from grief and depression. So it's right there. Go ahead and click on it. Did you click on it yet?